talk to Gage.
So today's video is one that I'm extremely excited to record. I have to give credit to my younger brother, Gabriel. Be sure you go check out his channel. I'm gonna put a link below to his channel so you can go check it out. But I have to give him credit for this video idea because he was actually the one who mentioned it to me. And I was like, that's a great idea. I have to record that. So honestly, I put in a bunch of work this morning to get everything set up and I'm gonna do it. I'm literally doing it the day that I had the idea. So I'm like actually legitimately very excited to do this. So without further ado, let's just dive in. Let me show you what I got here. So right here, we have all of the YouTubers that I'm currently subscribed to as of right now. This is everyone that I'm subscribed to before today, before this video. This is who I had. So I'm going to essentially rank them. I'm going to tier list them, and we're just going to talk about some YouTubers that I enjoy watching for a variety of reasons. This time I set up the tiers a little bit differently, starting with my favorites, then can't get enough, always a good time, utility for me, why am I still subscribed, and canceled at the very bottom. So this video would be a perfect opportunity for you guys to kind of learn about some other YouTubers that I personally really enjoy watching. And so if you think you would enjoy some of these channels, I highly recommend that you go check them out after this video. And I know it's really weird to essentially like rank other people's, you know, efforts and works of art here on YouTube. So that's why I renamed the tiers, you know, because it's more like an organizing in my own head how I view each of these channels. But honestly, I would say pretty much all of them in their own way are probably really good. This isn't like a super serious video. I'm not, you know, criticizing anyone here on this list. I just want to make a fun video and kind of talk about some YouTubers I watch. So we're just going to do it based on the order that it was in my subscription feed and list when I went to get all the pictures. And we're gonna start out with 3C Films. So this is a YouTuber I found before he even had 100,000 subscribers. So I've been watching him for a long time. He covers a lot of movie stuff. He's a really, really funny guy. His actual name's slipping my mind right now, but he's an amazing film channel. He does reviews, but honestly my favorite aspect of his channel is just when he talks about like movie news and stuff. I'm gonna put him in always a good time. I pretty much always have a good time whenever I watch his videos because they're really fun, and I think he has a good personality for the videos that he makes. And he just seems like a genuine fan of just good, fun movies. Next up is A Talking Sock. This is a channel that I found a little while back, very much inspired by Arlo, or at least, you know, his stuff is very similar to Arlo. And I honestly, I enjoy Talking Sock. I sometimes, you know, am a little bummed he doesn't make as many videos as he used to, but I think he's pretty good. He's probably gonna go into utility for me as of right now, because I'm not super into like absolutely everything that he does, but I do wish that he uploaded more often, because he does disappear quite a bit. Next up is Axeman TV. This one, it makes me so sad, and I'm putting it in utility for me. Now the reason why I'm doing this is not because I dislike Axeman. Matter of fact, he's definitely one of the top channels I'm gonna rank here for me personally. But the reason why I put it in utility is I don't understand the point of this channel. You know, I view the Axeman channel, like that's, you know, obviously where he does his like edited, highly edited, fun videos on a variety of topics, usually gaming related. And Axeman TV, to me, like if you have a second channel, that should be where like you just kind of like do random things, you know, talk about random stuff and whatnot. And Axeman TV, to me, a lot of his videos are either like, you know, highlights from streams or let's plays, and that's fine. But then he also puts videos on there that I think belong on the main channel. I'm like, why did you put it on Axeman TV? It lacks like cohesion and identity, I feel like, when I think the identity should be him. It should be himself, you know, one way or another, whether that's him playing games or just talking about random smaller topics and just not editing the videos nearly as much as he does on the main channel. So while I adore the Axeman, his second channel just kind of feels weird to me. Next up is Arlo. Arlo is easily always a good time. I very much like Arlo. I think he is a wonderful little guy. And I love his videos. You know, I've been watching him for a long time. I think he's so positive and encouraging, and I know that he has some like mental health struggles and things like that. And I just really respect the heck out of Arlo. I think he's definitely one of my low-key favorites, you know. But as far as his content, I would say I'm gonna put him in always a good time, because I do enjoy Arlo. Next up is AntDude. Kind of the same thing. I'm gonna put him in always a good time. AntDude is another channel I've been watching for a very long time, and he feels like a YouTuber from a bygone era where there was a lot of gaming YouTubers that kind of did skits and, you know, wrote their videos in a certain way, and it's the way that they're edited. And he was almost like one of the older ones. As far as I know, he was like kind of an older one with that style of video. But I just enjoy his stuff. I think AntDude is pretty great. I've honestly enjoyed his stuff pretty much ever since I started watching him. So AntDude's always a good time. Next up is Arlocast, and this is a channel that I included, but Arlo is currently not really uploading to it right now, and I'm really bummed because I liked Arlocast. I also think that's an always a good time channel. And that's a theme with this video. You're gonna notice that most of the channels I rank are probably gonna be on the higher 3 tiers of this list, because these are channels I'm subscribed to. I like them for one reason or another. So Arlocast, also an always a good time. Honestly, I wish he did more videos like this, because Arlo, part of what I enjoy about Arlo is I just like hearing his opinions on stuff. You know, he just has like some really, like, he's so good at discussing his own opinions and other people's opinions that I just find it to be so enjoyable to watch. And I wish that he kept up with Arlocast and did more, because I just think it's really fun and really good channel, honestly. Next up is BeatEmUps. This one makes me so sad because I feel like we've entered a new era of BeatEmUps. I remember back, the first video of his I ever watched was the Should You Buy the 2DS XL years and years ago. So I've been watching him probably around 100,000 subscribers, maybe a little less, maybe a little more. He's past 1 million now. He's like honestly getting close to 2 million. And he's an awesome guy. I've been watching him for years, since I was a kid, basically. And the reason why it makes me sad is BeatEmUps used to be like top tier, one of my favorite channels. Like I still remember the level of hype that he instilled in me for Switch games back when, like, you know, Pokemon was coming out, and, you know, the Zelda games, the E3 2019 was a big one. And I just remember it was infectious, just the hype levels around Switch, and he was right there at the forefront in my mind, supporting all of that. And I literally rewatched that Pokemon, his like Pokemon videos on Sword and Shield like 10 times probably. Like, I've just rewatched it because it got me so excited to shiny hunt for myself. But I feel like today he focuses a lot more on streaming, which is fine, but it just takes away from his YouTube stuff. And he's definitely started doing more creative stuff that are, you know, more timeless type videos. But I pretty much always watch his videos no matter what it is. So I'm gonna put him in can't get enough, even though years ago he would have easily been probably my favorite channel, period, just of all the channels I was watching. But I'm probably gonna put him there for now, just because of, you know, it just feels different. It feels like we get less videos from him, and, you know, I don't know, something about I think it maybe just the Switch hype is dying down, but it just feels a little different. Next up is Bismix. This is a smaller channel. A lot of you probably won't know about him. I found him through his Among Us video, which is hilarious. It is so funny. But he also is a huge fan of Nintendo and Fire Emblem games, and he did a really good video on the Earthbound series, which is one of my favorite videos on his channel. He's super funny, he does a lot of skits, and they're very relatable to whatever game he's talking about. Easily can't get enough. I think Bismix is hilarious, and he's probably one of my favorite skit and comedy focused channels, period. Next up is Blimey Cow. I'm putting Blimey Cow in why am I still subscribed. And the reason why I do that is because this was a channel I found while I was being homeschooled years and years ago. And this channel is very much like that, you know, kind of like homeschooled Christian youth group vibe of videos. Like, that's the type of humor and identity that they had for a lot of their videos. I enjoyed watching like the messages videos where they would like comment on, you know, people writing in like these crazy stories. It was super entertaining. I'm still subscribed to him to this day. I can't bring myself to unsubscribe, even though like sometimes I sit here and wonder why I am, because they've even acknowledged it on their channel that it feels like that era is gone, and you know, their channel is definitely stagnating a little bit, which is kind of sad. But they still do like Christian meme reviews. I watch those on occasions, but you know, overall, I just think the channel is just in a weird spot, and so I would put it there in that tier. Next up is Chadtronic. You know, Chadtronic is a channel that I've watched for a very long time. Let me rank him now, talk about him. I'm gonna put him in always a good time. Chadtronic, at his best, is can't get enough. Some of his videos are some of my all-time favorites, like when he talked about how, you know, parents didn't like Roblox or Fortnite, or the Pokemon episode where it's demonic. It's so good. Some of my favorite videos on YouTube, and some of my favorite jokes. I've been watching Chadtronic for years, literally years. Ever since I literally was a kid, I've been watching him. And I still watch him to this day. I think he's amazing, such a fun creator on YouTube. I really enjoy his videos. He started doing the commercials, the curse commercials videos. I think those were extremely fun at first. I think maybe he's been doing it for a little too long. He needs to like change it up or do something a little different. At least that's what I would like. But honestly, Chad should just keep doing what he's doing, whatever he really feels passionate about. And he's always a good time. Next up is Caddicarus. This is another one that's probably going to be always a good time. The reason why I put him here is just because his videos are extremely long, so he doesn't make them super often, but whenever he does, like, it is always a good time to watch them. It's just a big commitment, so it's hard for me to like really sink my teeth into them, so I don't generally watch his stuff like super often personally, but I do like Caddicarus. I think he puts in an insane amount of effort into his videos, so he deserves the highest of praise. If you enjoy like the scripted comedy, usually gaming related stuff, you gotta watch Caddicarus. Next up is Charles Peralo. Oh my gosh, this one's interesting. I'm probably gonna put him in utility for me, and that's kind of a weird one to even rank because he really doesn't make that many videos. He does a lot of shorts, but he also is like the YouTube poll guy. So he does a ton of polls, and I end up learning a lot through those. So he's close to 1 million. So like a lot of you may have actually heard of this guy. But as far as his like videos, it's kind of non-existent. So it's weird where to rank him. But I'm putting him utility for me because, you know, he's really nice to like, you know, have around, I guess, to like check out those polls, because he does do them all the time, and they're interesting to learn, you know, little fun fact type thing. So Charles Peralo is pretty good. Next up is Stuckmann, and man, years ago, I'm gonna probably put him in utility for me, and I do that because I love his older videos. His older videos are more enjoyable to me personally, but lately it's been a little bit different. I've not been as into his stuff ever since he made kind of the switch to being more of a film enthusiast type thing. But Chris is still fun. I still enjoy his videos. I'm not nearly as critical of him as a lot of other people on YouTube are, but I think just for now, I'd probably put him in utility for me. I'm really interested to see how his movie turns out, because that's apparently coming up really soon, Shelby Oaks, so I'll definitely check that out. Hope it's good. Next up is Cinema Therapy. This one is really, really cool. This one's also going to go into utility for me, and the reason why is because, again, these are longer videos. They're more videos I want to like focus on when I'm watching them. You know, I personally like to watch a lot of videos that I don't have to stay as like focused on them, but I can like listen to them while I work on my computer, or I just grind some levels in an RPG or play a game. But their videos are awesome, and whenever I do sit down to watch them, I've enjoyed them pretty much every time. They're really interesting because it's this film director, and it's a psychologist, and they watch movies together, and they talk about like actual psychology that goes into it, and it's really, really interesting. If you've not watched any of their videos, I highly recommend you check them out. Next up is Cody Leach. Oh my gosh, Cody, right now for me, he's can't get enough. Cody Leach is a film reviewer. He talks about movies all the time. And what I have to say is my favorite part about him is the fact that he is so unapologetically himself with all of his opinions and thoughts on things. And to me, that's way more interesting. Like, if you're going to do an opinion-based video of any kind, even this one right here, I think it's always more interesting if you're genuinely being yourself and you're being honest with yourself of what your opinions are, because it would be boring if everyone had the same opinions on stuff. It's just like, you know, when I have hot takes on like Metroid Prime 2 Echoes in my video on, you know, ranking the Metroid series, I put that game like super low. That's like my least favorite Metroid game. And I know that makes some people upset and mad at me, but to me, it makes YouTube more interesting when I'm just honest with my opinions, I'm honest with myself. And for that, Cody Leach is actually a big inspiration for me, and I've been watching his videos quite a bit recently, especially. I think he's extremely entertaining. I really enjoy watching his ranking videos where he ranks stuff. Even the way I've set up this tier list has some Cody Leach inspirations to it. So Cody is definitely up there, potentially even one of my favorites if I'm really being honest. But for now, I'm gonna say can't get enough. Because, you know, when it comes to like his movie reviews, I'm still like, you know, I'll watch certain reviews, but his rankings are really where I get more entertainment out of it personally. Next up is a fairly unknown channel. It's CommRio. I don't know where that name came from. He has a couple thousand subscribers. And for me, I actually really like his videos. Here's the thing, I've not watched nearly enough of them, but I'm going to put him in Always a Good Time. I was just watching some of his videos while I was making this video, or while I was setting all this up, just listening to him talk about stuff. And what I found him through his Fire Emblem Awakening video. And he titled it something like Fire Emblem Awakening Changed My Life. And for any of y'all who have been around this channel for a while, you may know that's my favorite game of all time is Fire Emblem Awakening. And so I subscribed just on that, you know. But I also checked out his other videos, and you know, he just basically like plays games, and then he talks about why you should play certain games. And he does a few other type of series, why he's excited for certain games, you know, and like I said, why you should play certain games. And I just like his opinions, I like his perspective. He feels like someone who shares a lot in common with myself, and so that's why I've enjoyed his stuff. He doesn't upload super often, at least it's been a minute since he has last time, but I've honestly enjoyed all the videos of his that I've watched, and they're really good to listen to as well. So CommRio is really good. Next up is Company Man. Honestly, I'm gonna put him in why am I still subscribed. And the reason why is I was on a kick of this guy's videos for a hot minute there. I really enjoyed watching him. But I think as of late, I've just not watched him nearly as much. I don't watch him regularly. So unless he talks about a company that I'm especially interested in, I really kind of pass on his stuff most of the time, because he just, basically what he does, he just sits down and he'll talk about companies and the history of them, where they're at, why they're succeeding, why they're failing. And it's a great idea for a channel. I just end up not watching a ton of his videos all the time necessarily. But yeah, why am I so subscribed? Just probably good. Next is CoryxKenshin. If Gabriel were here, he would easily put that in his favorite. This is Gabriel's favorite YouTuber of all time. And a big inspiration for me when it came to my earlier videos, because a lot of the early videos on this channel were made to be entertaining for my youngest brother Gabriel. And that's kind of where a lot of this started, at least me getting into like playing games. I did that for a little while early on when I was making videos. And that was because I was trying to just make entertainment that my brother would enjoy. And Cory was a big inspiration for me in that, because he adores this guy. And I am subscribed. As for me, I enjoy his stuff. I have to put him in can't get enough. You know, I was gonna say Always a Good Time just because I've heard this guy's voice constantly. Gabriel rewatches this guy's videos all the time. If he doesn't know what to watch and he's upstairs, you know, he's just hanging out watching videos on my TV, he just watches this guy nonstop on loop. So I've seen his videos like multiple times at this point. But honestly, he's one of the best YouTubers I think of all time. You know, very few controversies and anything like that, and he's just genuinely a really fun, cool guy. And he's just very funny. He's very good at what he does. And he takes breaks from YouTube a lot too, which is really cool, I think. And that's another thing that inspires me, because I feel that energy, you know. It's not always about work, it's not always about YouTube or any one thing in life. You should really take breaks and, you know, live your life and not just be consumed by one thing. I don't know if that's exactly how he looks at it, but regardless, him taking breaks I think is pretty cool. Next up is Daily Dose of Internet. This one is probably going to be utility for me. I like Daily Dose, but his videos aren't Daily Dose, which is funny. But he's basically a compilation channel where he'll just grab clips from the internet and just share them, you know, and it'll just be like random funny videos or cool clips or just random stuff that he just wants to put out there. And for that, it's really cool. He has a ton of subscribers, so a lot of you've probably heard of him or are aware. I like that the videos are pretty much always clean and they're really funny. So yeah, not too much to complain about, but I just don't feel especially passionate about his channel. Next up is Daily Disciple. So there are certain YouTubers in here that were definitely during the era when I was like watching Christian content constantly. I have to admit, I don't really watch a lot of Christian videos that often right now. Like today, I haven't been doing that as often. But Daily Dose is still one that I respect. I'm going to put him in utility for me because I think that he seems like a really genuine guy, and the videos that I have watched seem to have a level of earnestness and care that you don't really see across all church-going people. You know, I personally have had kind of bad experiences with a lot of people who go to church and are very like, you know, very grown in, you know, very like connected to church related stuff. But he just seems like a really sweet guy and someone that isn't as like lost in that world. But yeah, I'd say utility for me because I'll watch this stuff on occasions, but I definitely don't watch him regularly. Next is Daryl Talks Games. This guy's interesting. I'm probably gonna have to put him in Always a Good Time. He is one of the most creative video essay channels surrounding video games on YouTube. He just ends up coming up with the craziest video ideas, and he just talks about just weird things, you know, like elevators in games and things like that. It's just like really interesting and different. So I gotta respect that. Next is Design Doc. This one, it falls in a weird place for me. I'm probably gonna put it in utility for me. I think Design Doc is a lot of fun on occasions. He basically will analyze video game mechanics and he'll pull from different examples from a bunch of different games, and he'll kind of talk about the good side, you know, like a good implementation of mechanics. He'll talk about bad implementation. And he's just a really interesting design doc, you know, of video game concepts and mechanics. I don't watch him regularly. I don't watch him all the time. He also doesn't upload all the time, but I've definitely enjoyed what I've seen. And thumbnails are really good too, I will admit. They're very, very good and very colorful. So I definitely have nothing to complain about with his videos. I'm just not constantly watching. Next is DidYouKnowGaming. I feel like DidYouKnowGaming has so much more potential than what they're reaching right now because they tend to only talk about the same company's games. They only talk about Nintendo games, it seems like. I mean, they've definitely branched out and done other games in other game series before, but I feel like we need more of that. I feel like they tend to just gravitate towards like the easier side of, you know, facts around games. But I will say what they do is amazing. What they know about is fantastic. They come up with amazing little facts and things that I didn't know about when it comes to gaming. I've been watching them for a long time. So ultimately, I'm probably gonna put them in utility for me because I don't watch them regularly, but I'm very thankful to be subscribed to them because I think they're really freaking great. Next is Discover Connections. This one's easy, top tier, my favorites. This is definitely one of my favorite channels on YouTube right now. They have like, last I checked it, they had like 600,000 some subscribers. Highly underrated. They deserve the most subscribers in the world. I've gone back and watched a bunch of their older videos, but the whole channel's identity is built upon the idea that life is more fulfilling when we have connections in our lives, and that's what they focus on. And they do the craziest things. Like they traveled across America with like 1 penny or something like that and just survived off of, or no, they just survived off of strangers' kindness. And dude, the people that they met were crazy. Like, it was so interesting. They met like some homeless people, some really sweet people that like took them in and let them like eat their food, and they even literally got a truck. Someone gave them their truck after the like during the video. It was crazy. So Honestly, highly underrated, extremely original. It probably takes a toll on these poor guys to do these videos, but I have to admit, easily one of my favorite channels on YouTube, period, right now. Highly, highly recommend you watch them. Next is gameranx. I've been watching gameranx and Jake Baldino for so long, and Falcon, you know, like they're great, but I gotta put their channel in utility for me. I like watching their videos, but they tend to like reuse topics, and their videos are fun, but they almost feel like junk food videos, you know, where it's just like top 10, you know, craziest looking places in gaming, top 10 earth levels or water levels, you know, just, I don't know, just they'll come up with the most random things to talk about, but it's still fun. I still like both of their personalities in the videos, and they do a lot of lists and stuff, and like you can't really go wrong with that. It's always pretty entertaining, but it's probably going to be utility for me just because I'm not constantly watching. Next is Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared, the YouTube channel. An amazing series. This has got to be one of the best YouTube series ever made. Gabriel adores this show. He's already made some videos on his channel about it, so definitely go check those out. I'll probably throw a link in the description or maybe the card on this video. But as far as the channel, they don't really upload at all. Like, it's extremely rare that they ever do that. It's really just the series itself is just stored on the channel so you can watch it that way. So for me, it is great. It's probably, sometimes I wonder why I'm still subscribed, I guess. I don't know. I could put in utility for me or this one. I'm gonna put in this one just because we got to put some, you know, save us some room. It's just weird. Like, how do you rank this? Like, I'm really subscribed just in case they upload something and I don't want to miss it. So like sometimes I'm like, why am I subscribed? I've already watched the video, so that, you know, they've already gotten my viewership for their series, and that's what's most important. But what can I say? It's amazing. Go watch it. Just go watch it. Next up is Faerghast. Faerghast is always a good time. I like Faerghast. This is probably my favorite Fire Emblem YouTuber on YouTube. That's why I'm subscribed to him. Fire Emblem is my favorite video game franchise of all time. So obviously, I enjoy watching Fire Emblem videos. He's very cool. I like him a lot. I like the videos that he's made. I wish I think he was the one who did the like Fire Emblem collection videos. I really enjoy stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, I watch him on occasions for sure, but I don't watch him super regularly. I think we're just waiting for another Fire Emblem game to come out before I can start watching his stuff more regularly again. Next up is Wretched. They recently renamed the channel. I don't know what the rename was or was about. I didn't watch it. Wretched is good though. Todd Friel's a pretty cool guy. Again, this was a channel I subscribed to years ago, back when I was regularly watching Christian related videos. This one is probably why am I still subscribed, because I do like Wretched quite a bit, but I just don't watch his stuff hardly ever anymore. But I do respect him a lot. I think that he has some good insights, and he just seems like a really quality Christian dude. Next is GmanLives. This one's probably going to be always a good time. I like how crass and like frank G-Man is. I like how he reviews mainly shooter games, and you know, if I'm interested in a random niche shooter game, I'm gonna go to his channel because he's probably already reviewed it. He's a lot of fun. Not one of my top picks, you know, favorite YouTubers right now, but I do like him. I think he's pretty great. Next is GTLive. This one kills me. I love MatPat to death, but I'm probably gonna put this one in utility for me. Yeah, because I would have put it in why am I still subscribed if it wasn't for the fact that right now that's the only channel that MatPat is like still a part of regularly. And I hope that what I would love for him to do is just turn that channel into like a MatPat channel, like it's just his thing, like he does it. Because like you've already given away all the channels to all these other hosts, just keep that for him. He doesn't have to upload that regularly. But right now I'm thankful that he's on there, so that's why it's going to be utility for me. I don't watch Let's Plays that often personally, but I adore MatPat. I think he's a wonderful human being. Definitely one of the all-time greats in YouTube history. But for me, it's going to be utility for me, just because I haven't watched him super regularly since I just don't watch people play games that much. So yeah. Next is HappyConsoleGamer. Oh, this one is easily one of my favorite channels right now. I love this guy. He is so amazing. I was actually, before I had, I was given the idea to make this video, I was actually going to make a video talking about HappyConsoleGamer. That's how much I adore this guy and what he does. He just is one of the most passionate, wholesome people who just enjoys video games. He's the type of person that it doesn't matter if it's rain or shine, he's just happy and excited to be able to talk about games, old and new. And I like that too. I like that, he makes me want to play old games, and I like that. I like that a lot about him. He also just seems like a wonderful friend, husband, and dad, and every single time he talks about people in his life, it's just like, man, this guy seems like one of the best people to know in real life. So yeah, I love his videos. I try to watch them whenever he uploads, but he's definitely one of my favorite channels right now. Next is Films at Home Jeff Rauseo, I think is how you pronounce his name. He recently renamed his channel from Films at Home to his actual name. I mean, ultimately, I'm glad that he's doing his channel how he wants to do it. But Films at Home is probably going to be a utility for me. I don't watch him regularly, but I'm very thankful for him and the stuff that he does do. Like, he's very helpful when it comes to like deals on movies or reviewing 4K movies. I watch those a lot. I definitely watch those videos because he's very detail oriented about how the 4K looks or like the picture quality and the sound. So I'm very thankful for that. I just don't watch his stuff regularly right now. I'm just very thankful for him. So he's got to be utility for me. Next is Karsten Runquist. This guy is going to get the always a good time. Karsten is awesome. I found him through his video on Fantastic Mr. Fox, or at least one of his videos on that. That's like his favorite movie of all time, and it's my third favorite movie of all time. I adore Fantastic Mr. Fox. That is probably, yeah, it's definitely still my favorite Wes Anderson movie. But I like when he ranks filmographies from different directors. Definitely one of the more unique film reviewers on YouTube. He definitely is, he's got his own style, and I love that. So Karsten's pretty great. He's definitely going to be always a good time. Next is Kevin's World. This is a channel that I found through SBSK. He ended up starting his own YouTube channel, and for me, it's gonna have to be always a good time. I will admit though, I need to get caught up on some of his videos, but he just seems like a genuine, wonderful fella. I think he and I are probably about the same age. But yeah, he just seems like a really, really sweet guy. And, he likes Pokemon, things like that. And he's just got a really cool channel. So he's a cool guy. I need to get caught up on his videos, but honestly, he's always a good time. Next is Kit and Krysta. This one is gonna be utility for me, I think. I like Kit and Krysta a lot. Actually, I'm gonna have to be honest, I'm gonna put them why am I still subscribed. The reason why I do that though is because I used to watch their videos on the Nintendo main channel. The reason why I put them why am I still subscribed is just because I recently rediscovered their own channel they made, and I just haven't watched them enough just yet. I think I need to, watch more of their stuff and all that, but I will admit a lot of the nostalgia was speaking to me, wanting to subscribe and like stay up to date with what they're doing. I just think that there are other channels that I personally go to before I go to them, and that's not a knock against them whatsoever. It's just like I'll go to Arlo or BeatEmUps usually for like the different kind of varieties of videos that Kit and Krysta tend to make. So I'm gonna put them there for now, but nothing against them. Next is Korotos Mystery Shack. This is a weird name for a channel, but wonderful, wonderful collection of videos. He talks about Attack on Titan, Last Airbender, Walking Dead. Those are like the main things. Oh, One Piece. And he basically just watches shows like those, and he just makes these like essay type videos. He also does the Walking Dead retrospective, which is like probably one of the best series on YouTube personally for me, because it is so cool how he just takes every season of Walking Dead and he compares it to the comics. He kind of talks about the differences, what's good, what's bad. Awesome, awesome videos. So I genuinely think he is one of the best creators that is like underrated. I think more people need to be aware of him. For me, I think it just depends on the videos. I think it really just depends on the videos. But if we're talking like the best, and the videos that appeal to me personally the most, I'm gonna have to do Can't Get Enough, because when I was watching his Walking Dead retrospective, that's my favorite series that he's been doing, and I literally can't get enough. Like, those videos are awesome. I definitely am gonna finish those. And I like when he talks about One Piece and other things. I need to watch more of those other series that he does, but genuinely can't get enough of this guy. He's really, really good. Next is LadyVirgilia, I think is how you say her channel name. What a cool lady. She, actually, I think that's her name. She's awesome. I found her through her Persona 5 related videos where she was talking about the Japanese context of the characters in relation to the game and the story, and, you know, kind of what it all meant thematically. Wonderful videos. I watched all the P5 ones. I've watched some of the P4, and I've watched some other related videos that she's done. She's also crossed over with CommRio, which is a fun fact. Really cool channel. I don't watch literally everything she does, mainly because lately she's been doing some Persona 3 Reload videos, and I'm waiting for Switch 2 to come out before I play that game. But she's so cool. She really is so cool. I'm gonna have to put her in Always a Good Time, because I genuinely am super, like, I love what she does. I really do. I think she's great. Next is Law by Mike. This one is, why am I still subscribed? That's mainly because he doesn't really do videos that much. He mainly does shorts, and he's that guy where, like, he'll come up in your shorts feed and you're like, oh, I you know, he's like teaching me facts about law and different things like that, and that stuff's really interesting. I got a very fun tone to his videos and shorts, but he's not like my favorite channel in the world, I suppose, and I don't need to be subscribed to him for his stuff to show up my feed, so why am I still subscribed is probably where I'd put him. Next is Living Waters. This is a website. You can buy some gospel tracks and stuff. Again, this was a channel that I watched a lot of back in the day. I don't watch it as much now, but I still have to give this one an Always the Good Time, because out of all the Christian related videos, and channels, this is the one I probably respect the most and have the highest of affinity for, because this guy Ray Comfort, he goes out and he just talks to people and has conversations about Christ and religion, and I really respect it. I think that's super cool of him to do that. I think more people in the Christian world should do that. If they truly believe what they claim to believe, they should be doing stuff like that. Because if you truly love someone and you believe that they're going to spend eternity separated from God, you would probably do that, you know? So highly respect him. Always good time. Next up is going to be Lofe. I found his channel through my younger brother Gunnar when he told me about him. I'm going to put him in Always Good Time, but I will say that sometimes the videos that people like him make are kind of like icky. I don't really like kind of the tone, what they're going for, you know, they kind of mess with people, and sometimes they go a little overboard. But at the same time, you know, he's a very unique person in character, you know, and I find him to be very entertaining. He's very monotone. A fun crossover I think would be super interesting is see Lofe meet Charlie from Penguin Zero, which we're going to talk about his channel in a minute. But they're both extremely monotone and chill personalities, but Charlie doesn't like people like Lofe that do stuff like he does, you know, the prankster, so to speak. And honestly, my favorite videos are when they're just like goofing off and just, you know, being themselves, you know. So yeah, I think his videos are pretty good, but I'm not always a fan of everything he does. Next is Matt Stonie. Easily can't get enough. Matt Stonie is amazing. He's basically a food professional eater. That's what it's called, professional eater. So entertaining. This guy can eat like 1 million hot dogs in like 5 minutes. That's the type of guy he is. He'll put out shorts, he'll put out main videos, and I pretty much watch them whenever they come out. So interesting and entertaining for me. I know eating 1 million hot dogs is like so entertaining, you know, and so interesting. What is there to say? His videos are amazing. They're baller. Can't get enough. I watch all of them. So Matt Stonie's easily can't get enough. Next up is MewZe. MewZe's great. I also am gonna put him in can't get enough. I found him recently. He's got a crazy cool voice, but he's also extremely funny. I really like his content. He kind of chilled out with the edits lately, and he's doing more relaxed type videos, but I gotta respect him, man. He did a video on like Mario Galaxy recently, and I watched some of that, and he just does really good stuff. I definitely like MewZe, and I think he's a lot of fun. His best video, in my opinion, that I enjoyed the most was his Five Nights at Freddy's movie video, where he was like predicting what it was going to be like. It was so funny watching that video. So MewZe's really great. I like him. Next is Minimme. Oh, bro, Minimme is... I'm gonna have to put Minimme in Can't Get Enough. Minimme is amazing. This channel mainly is a guy talking about movie licensed video games, and I love that. My favorite video of his is the Peter Jackson's King Kong official game of the movie video. It has over 1 million views, which is awesome. That is one of my favorite games of all time. It is highly underrated. Minimme is amazing. He is just literally amazing. I think it's so unique, the niche that he's found on YouTube, and I honestly wish there was more videos like his. I think that they're great, genuinely. I watch all of the videos he puts out. I'm always excited when there's a new Minimme. I'm like, oh, yo, there's a Minimme. That's kind of what Can't Get Enough is. Like, whenever they upload, I'm like, yo, there's a new, blank video. Whenever these guys upload, I'm pretty hyped whenever they do that. So definitely Minimmes Can't Get Enough. Next is Moon. Moon is good, but Moon is going to go to utility for me. The reason why, because some people who know me in real life are not going to get this, especially my brothers aren't going to get this, because I talk about Moon a lot. He's a channel that talks about like the state of the world. He talks about, my favorite videos are when he talks about movies and how movies relate to real life subjects and the world at large. Love those videos. But he's going to be utility for me just because I can't watch his videos all the time, otherwise I get super depressed and sad, because they are extremely depressing and sad. But like I said, I love it when he talks about movies, and I think it's important, the type of videos that he makes, because he does seem to be someone that's trying to like show the truth of the world, and I gotta respect that. Next up is MrBeast himself. MrBeast, what can I say? What can I say about this guy? I mean, I think anything lower than Always a Good Time would be heresy, so we're going to do Always a Good Time. I watch some of his stuff. Sometimes I wait until he's made a bunch of videos, and I'll just binge them all together. They're definitely entertaining, and it's really cool what he does. So I enjoy his videos. I enjoy what I've seen of his, but I don't necessarily always watch his stuff. But like, you really can't complain. It's MrBeast. Like, he's the biggest channel on YouTube, and yeah, he's pretty great. Next is Nick930. This guy is also great. I, for some reason, don't watch his videos as often as I think I should, but he's also going to be Always a Good Time. He's kind of like GmanLives, but more toned down, where he reviews a lot of shooter games. He really likes Splinter Cell and tactical shooters, and I'm huge into those. So I like those videos. I like his I like his history videos on Ghost Recon, Doom, and Crysis. He did a bunch of those. Those videos are awesome. He also does direct comparison, where he compares the visuals, which is probably not healthy in today's gaming ecosystem where everyone's so overly focused on graphics, but they're entertaining. So Nick930, I really like his channel. Next is Netflix. This one is probably gonna be why am I still subscribed. And that's mainly because, honestly, I'm gonna go ahead and move Charles Peralo down there too while I'm at it. But for the same reason that Law by Mike, Peralo, and Netflix are here. Netflix, I watch them just for the shorts, and it's again just a compilation channel that just like uploads videos of, funny fails on the internet. They're extremely funny and really well made for sure, but it's like, technically I don't need to be subscribed to like watch their stuff, but I guess I do it just so I don't like lose the channel, because it is really funny to watch this stuff. Yeah, well, that's probably where I would ultimately put them. Next is Nontendo Life. Nontendo Life is one of those, like, you can tell like it's a group, like it's a company of people, making those videos, but I actually like Nontendo Life quite a bit. I pretty much watch all their videos, and I watch all their reviews. I'm honestly going to put them in Can't Get Enough. I really like Nontendo Life a whole lot. I think they have some great personalities in there. Xeon is one of my favorite people on YouTube, probably. I really like his enthusiasm for games and some of the classic games that I really like. I really like his perspective. So Xeon would definitely get it up there. But yeah, I watch pretty much all their videos. I love listening to their reviews, and Nontendo Life's just great. Can't get enough. I watch all their videos. Next is the Nintendo channel. It's utility, like it's Nintendo. It's just for like trailers and stuff like that. I'm glad to be subscribed, but I don't know, I guess under that logic, it's like, why am I subscribed? Because it is like a big company. It's like, technically I don't need to be subscribed to know about a lot of this stuff, but I do it and just to not miss when there's like a new trailer for something I'm interested in. I love Nintendo though, but probably gonna put their channel there. Nontendo Podcast is going to be utility for me. That's because I don't watch a whole ton of podcasts, but whenever I do, it's good to have a podcast channel that you like. And I do like this is a BeatEmUps podcast basically. And they just need to have OJ. They need to have Player Essence on their podcast, his podcast, because it's great, dude. Whenever I want to watch podcasts, nowadays that's probably the one I'd go for, just because Arlocast doesn't upload as much anymore. Next is the Atlas channel. Under the same logic as Nintendo, probably going to put them in Why Am I Still Subscribed. I love Atlas, second favorite video game company of all time. I just don't, I mean, it's just for trailers, really. It's just for trailers and promotional stuff, so probably going to put it there. Next up is Gnarly. I've watched Gnarly quite a bit, but I recently subscribed to him. He's a Megaten YouTuber who talks about Persona and Shin Megami Tensei, but he also talks about Fire Emblem. And those are my two favorite video game series. So Gnarly is great. Probably my favorite he is my favorite Megaten YouTuber. Honestly, I'm gonna put him in Can't Get Enough. I actually really love Gnarly stuff. I've enjoyed pretty much everything that he's made. Super entertaining. The best of his channel is some of my favorite videos to watch right now. So come on. This guy's great. This guy's great. I highly recommend him if you're into either of those series. Next is Charlie from Penguin Zero. I have been watching him a little bit more recently, but I'm going to put him in Always a Good Time. I could potentially put him in Can't Get Enough, but I'm going to put him there for now, just because I don't watch all of his videos whenever he uploads, but I do enjoy watching his stuff. He's so funny. Like, he's extremely funny. He's got a great personality for this stuff. You watch it for him a lot of times, and he just talks about the weirdest subjects and random things, but Charlie's a great time. He's a bigger channel, so he's got a lot of subscribers, and pretty much everyone here is probably going to know who he is. Good channel. Next is Peanut Butter Gamer. I'm going to put it in Always a Good Time. I like PBG quite a bit. For me though, PBG's kind of gone down, maybe just slightly over the years. This guy I've been watching forever. I literally was like a little kid when I was watching him, so I got a lot of nostalgia for him and his videos. I think just recently, he put out a video, I think it was an Arthur related video, and I totally missed it. So like, I've definitely not been like as on top of it, but I do think his channel is really, really good, and I highly recommend that you go check it out, because PBG is classic. You gotta love PBG. Next is Player Essence. He's gonna be utility for me. Almost Always Good Time. I do listen to a lot of his videos, but what I'm noticing is a lot of his videos just tend to kind of be the same thing. Like, he tends to just talk about RPGs worth playing on Switch, which talking about Switch stuff is great. Like, I definitely want him to keep talking about Switch stuff, but RPGs is what he's known for, and that's pretty much what he sticks to talking about most of the time, which again is still entertaining. I just, I think he could be better. I think he could do so much more. And, channels that tend to like repeat, retread, things like that, just less interesting overall for me. So Player Essence will be utility for me. Next is Peter Knetter. How can I not put him in Always a Good Time? This guy is extremely creative and unique. I need to get caught up on his videos, because I've not watched them in a minute, but he's extremely unique. Like, this is the type of YouTuber that he's close to 900,000 subscribers, so he's going up, but he's the type of guy that just does whatever he feels like doing. Like, I have the feeling he wakes up and he's like, you know what, I'm just gonna like make a Sonic head out of like cake or something, or like a huge Sonic kart racing track or something weird. I don't know if he's done that, but like, he just does weird crafts and weird things like that. I love Sonic, Monkey Ball, things like that. I just got to get caught up on his videos, but he's extremely creative. Like, he really is. I think he has a niche all his own. So really great channel. Next is my favorite comedian of all time, Preacher Lawson. I'm going to put him in Why Am I Still Subscribed? I just said he's my favorite comedian, then I put him there. The reason why is because his channel, I watch his videos whenever they talk, like he's talking about like the comedy sketches and things like that. I'm all in for that. Otherwise, you know, I don't really tend to watch his videos regularly personally. Just because like he doesn't always have like the comedy related videos. But Preacher was someone I found from America's Got Talent back when I was watching that regularly. And he's extremely funny. And I love how his stuff is clean too. So highly respect him. I just tend to really rarely ever watch his stuff just because his videos tend to be like talking about different things or vlogs and things like that. And I don't really go to him for that necessarily. Next is Just Witnessing with Ray Comfort. This is basically Living Waters 2. I've not watched this channel nearly as much. I'm gonna put in why am I still subscribed. I'm thankful it exists. Like I'm thankful that this channel is here, but I don't get why it needed to exist personally, because Living Waters already exists. I don't really know the point, but the videos are basically the same from what I've watched. I would just rather watch Living Waters personally, you know? Next is Rasputin. Rasputin is really good. I'm gonna put him in Can't Get Enough. Rasputin he's great. He is like, I prefer him over Daryl Talks Games, but I do think they're in a similar niche, similar style, where they do these really beautiful videos and tend to talk about games or topics around gaming. And I think he does it extremely well. So Rasputin is amazing. You should definitely check him out. His Gaming for Non-Gamers series is one of the best on YouTube, just like I was talking about with Korotos earlier. Super entertaining, super good. So highly recommend him. I think my PC is chugging a little bit. Next is Rebecca Pebble. I found her recently. She's actually a fan of the channel. And I like her, man. Like she's definitely really cool. I'm gonna put her in Always a Good Time. I like channels where you can just have them sit down and talk to the camera about a random topic that's on their mind, and it's just entertaining and has an identity all its own. And that's what I found with Rebecca Pebble. I found her because she commented on one of my videos, and I went over, you know, sometimes I'll click on the channel just to like see if they've uploaded anything, if there's someone who's commented on my channel or subscribed. And yeah, just like I had to check her out, and I think she does some really cool stuff. I've enjoyed the videos I've watched of her. She has a wholesome personality. I think she has a lot to say about the world, so I like Rebecca Pebble. Next is Retro Rewind. This one's going to be why am I still subscribed? And the reason why is because I'm a huge fan of Retro Rebound, which is the next channel we're about to talk about. I have not watched nearly enough of their stuff. I've watched a few videos, but I need to listen to them more because I know they have some good stuff on there. I was listening a little bit to their Terminator video as I was collecting these pictures. But I've not sat down and given it the time of day to really sink my teeth into his videos here where he talks about movies. Next is Retro Rebound. This one's gotta be Always a Good Time for me. For a moment there, this was Can't Get Enough, and I watch Retro Rebound constantly, but Retro Rebound, I think it should have been Retro Replay personally is what they should have called the channel, but Retro Rebound is really cool. It's very nostalgic, retrospective content on gaming. That's what he would say. And it's good. Honestly, I really enjoy his stuff. I think he's entertaining. I like the nostalgic angle. It's kind of like HappyConsoleGamer in that way. But yeah, I just, you know, sometimes I'll pass on the videos. Sometimes I'll kind of miss out on them. But, you know, I like him. You know, honestly, maybe he is utility for me. Maybe I'll put him in there because I think the reason why I would put him there actually is because I watch his stuff, but like I said, there's only certain games I'm interested in that I'll watch, but I don't always watch his stuff, so I'd probably actually put him there. Next is Rule 2 Review. This one's got to be utility for me. This is like the original small channel that I was subscribed to. I really like his stuff. He's a huge Metroid and Nintendo fan. He plays other things too, but Metroid's like his bread and butter, and I'm a huge Metroid fan as well, so I like watching his Metroid related stuff. And yeah, I think it's just like, you know, whenever he starts uploading, that's when I kind of will start watching again. But I also will sometimes pass on videos unless it's something that sounds interesting to me. So I don't watch all of his videos, but I mean, especially if he's talking about Metroid, I'll definitely check those videos out. Next up is Scott the Woz. I mean, it's Scott the Woz. He's a legend on YouTube, honestly. Like, I can't get enough. He is probably my favorite sort of like heavily scripted style of YouTuber, you know. I think he's really fun, really entertaining. I mean, he deserves the highest of praise. Like, honestly, if you're looking for like a fun video game related YouTuber, you got to go Scott the Waz. Like, this guy's great. Almost always a good time, because I feel like sometimes I'll miss some of his videos, but he's a legend. You gotta love Scott. Next is Spawn Wave Media. Spawn Wave is awesome. I'm gonna put him in can't get enough. Spawn is awesome because he does Newswave every weekday, and he just talks about news in the gaming world. I watch it pretty much every morning. I think it's impressive what he's been able to do with his videos. I know Arlo was doing news-related videos for a time there back in the day, but to me, Spawn Wave, like, he dominates that sphere and that style of video. Amazing channel. I watch him all the time. Can't get enough. Next is Skeeter Gene. This guy's hilarious. He does like catching predators type videos, which is really important, I think, for, you know, that to be on YouTube and people doing that. The best of his videos are awesome and some of my favorites. They're really funny and just like weird what ends up happening in his videos. But for me, I'm gonna put him in utility. Because sometimes I'll watch him. Sometimes it's really just like depressing that there's that many people who are, you know, that like trying to like solicit minors and all that craziness. It's really depressing and sad to see that's like that common, because he does a lot of videos, you know. But that's just a me thing. I think his content's really entertaining and even funny sometimes. When he had Gideon on for a few videos, those were the best ones easily. Next up is SBSK. This one's gonna have to go in my favorites, honestly. This is historically one of my favorite channels on YouTube. I think his name is like Chris, who runs this channel. One of the best people on YouTube. He goes around and he interviews people with different conditions and health issues, just so he can make the world more of an understanding place. And for that, like, I highly respect this guy. Sometimes I'll miss out on some of the videos, but honestly, like, I've cried watching his videos a lot over the years, and I'm so thankful for what he does. Yeah, if you want to cry and you just want to like have a better understanding of people and just more love in your heart, go watch SBSK. It really will change your life. Next up is Sprout. Sprout's good. I think I'm gonna put him in why am I still subscribed, just because, again, he does a lot of shorts, and, you know, again, like, I feel like shorts is a little different because it's like I miss those notifications already, so I might as well just, like, you know, watch them when they come up my feed. I think what he does though is really cool. He's done a few videos that I've really liked, but I just don't watch them a whole lot. Maybe what you can tell from just looking at this list, I tend to watch people I find more like in the entertainment kind of sphere, or information or opinion-based stuff maybe. But sometimes if it's a, you know, more serious like Sprout stuff, I don't know, sometimes I don't watch, sometimes I do. But I think he is pretty great. I do recommend him. Next is Sunny V2. This guy's great. I actually never got the hate. I think his video, he can't get enough. I have always enjoyed his videos and think that they are very well made. I think he does an amazing job with all the information gathering that he does. Yeah, just always interesting and fun. Like, he ends up bringing up a lot of topics that I'm not aware of until I watch his video. So I pretty much always watch videos whenever he puts them out, but it's been a minute since he uploaded. Next is Switch Up. This one is gonna be, I was gonna do why am I still subscribed, but I'm gonna do utility for me. This is a cool channel. He mainly reviews games. I think it's he and his brother. The best part about it though is that they end up reviewing some of the more random niche Switch games. They reviewed Outward on Switch, which I've been considering getting, and they're like the only one, even now. It's been like months since that came out, or at least a month and some change. And he's still the only one who's reviewed it and talked about it. So Switch Up, cool channel. Honestly, I think an underrated Switch reviewer in my opinion. Next up is, oh gosh, what is, her name is slipping me. It's Sydney something. Sydney. Watch that not even be her name. It's something Sydney. I don't know why I'm blanking on her name. She hasn't uploaded in a minute, but she's extremely funny. She's also kind of like Moon, where like she talks about serious subjects. I'm gonna put her in utility for me. You know, like if I want to listen to a serious video where she's talking about some of the problems with modern society and stuff like that, I'll watch her videos. I think they're great, and she also has a really funny personality. She has a Let's Play channel too. I haven't watched that too much, but yeah, she's pretty great, honestly, and I've always enjoyed watching her videos. So yeah, she's really funny. Next is Steve Wallace. This guy is awesome. I'm gonna have to put him in Always a Good Time. This is the type of guy that he just like goes out and he just like camps out at a random spot, and he'll do like stealth camping. He's been like extremely inspiring to me because I really want to do stuff like that. He's just awesome, genuinely awesome. It just seems like a wholesome guy, and honestly, I get very inspired watching his stuff. Next up is Team Edge. Oh, come on. Y'all know this one's going to my favorites. I know Team Edge recently kind of shut down and stopped working on videos, which is so sad. The interest in their channel just kind of died down for a while, but Team Edge, I can't even explain just how much fun and entertainment I've gotten from their videos. Me and my brothers used to watch their videos every single week when they came out. It was like a regular thing for us. Team Edge is definitely one of the all-time greats in my opinion, and easily one of my favorite channels. I'm just sad they don't upload anymore. Next up is the Act Man. What do I need to tell y'all? Act Man is peak. Act Man is probably my single most favorite YouTuber right now. He's so entertaining. I love the breadth of topics related to gaming he does. His editing is awesome, top tier, extremely funny. He's kind of like Cody Leach, where he has like just a straightforward, frank personality where he'll just like say it how it is, say what's on his mind. There was like a little bit of controversy with the Payday 3 video. Honestly, it never really bothered me or stood out to me personally, just because, like, you know, he was sent at this basically a place that he went to play that game, and yeah, his experience was probably great there while he was playing it, you know, with people he knew. But then when the game came out, it was really bad, and people were kind of dogging on him and other people for selling a game that was broken and not working. And you know, to me, I still like the video. I think it's entertaining, you know, and yeah, it was sponsored and all that, but it looked like the game was working. I don't really care that much about Payday 3, and it's not enough, nearly enough for me to think that he's like a bad YouTuber or anything. Actman is easily top tier, and I love watching his videos. Whenever a new video of his comes out, I'm on top of it already the moment I see it. Next up is Film Theory. Honestly, all the theory channels are in a weird place for me right now. They're in a very, very real weird place, because I haven't watched hardly any of them since MatPat left. I'm still subscribed to them. It's just, they're definitely in a weird spot. I think Film Theory is probably my favorite host out of the new 4. But for me, I just don't watch them regularly. I think Film Theory is going to be utility for me, just because I'll watch it if it's a movie I'm interested in. Food Theory, also probably utility. And Game Theory is bordering on why am I still subscribed. I would almost put it there. I actually am going to put it there. The reason why I put it's the original one, that's really sad, but the reason why I put it there is just because Game Theory over the years has just turned into basically like indie horror lore bait theory, and I get really annoyed by that. And it was like that even when MatPat was around, but at least it had MatPat, and like we developed a connection with MatPat over the years, the many years he had been doing it. And now with the new guy, it's just like, it's hard to like get over that when I already didn't really care what he was talking about a lot of times, but I would watch MatPat stuff anyway, because all these videos are edited super well. If you're interested in any of these subjects, you should subscribe for sure. But for me, Game Theory's just lost a lot of its luster. I think Film and Food Theory are more interesting to me personally. And I know it's not in order, but we'll go ahead and grab Style Theory. This one is gonna be, why am I still subscribed? Because this one also just doesn't interest me very much. It didn't interest me when MatPat was doing it, and I've only watched a few of their videos, period, across the entire time they've existed, but I'm still subscribed to them because it's a theory channel and I love MatPat. But it's all definitely in a weird place for me right now across the board. Next up is Gaming Shelf. This one is going to be Can't Get Enough. I don't know why my PC's chugging, but Can't get enough. Gaming Shelf, awesome. He talks about JRPGs a lot, talks about RPGs, and I love his videos. They have a really good thumbnails, really good editing. They're simple and straightforward, but I enjoy them so much. I enjoy listening to his opinion on games. Great YouTuber, great videos. I watch them whenever they come out. Next up is the Geek Critique. I like this guy's videos, and there's definitely a time where I really liked him, but I'm probably gonna put him in Why Am I Still Subscribed, just because he rarely uploads at all, and I just mainly watched him for like his Metroid videos, and now Metroid's kind of like run its course, is, you know, for now until Metroid Prime 4 comes out, obviously. But you know, he'll probably make a video on that. He does DK videos. I like DK, but I don't know. I just tend to not gravitate. I forget that his channel even exists, and I don't know what to really say beyond that. I just don't watch his stuff nearly enough. Next up is McFarlane's. Again, it's a shorts channel I watch. I like this shorts channel a little more than some of the other ones, but I just tend to not watch their videos super often. It's like a dad and like 2 or 3 brothers that goof off and make these really funny skits, and they're really good. They're really good. I definitely like their videos, but yeah, I mean, I don't need to be subscribed just for shorts videos, but I tend to do it anyway. Next up is The Ultimate Nairbag. This is my little brother's channel. Oh, bro. He's going to my favorites. I mean, come on. This guy, he is a champ. I'm definitely biased, but in all seriousness, I love what my little brother's been doing with his videos on YouTube so far. He only has like 8 subscribers, but he makes really good videos, and pretty much no help from me. Like, I'll kind of teach him how to do certain things, but that's it. Like, I'm not editing these videos for him, and he does a great job. So I highly recommend you go check out his videos. He's loving making videos. It's like all he thinks about and does right now. He talks about DHMAS, which is Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. He talks about games like Final Fantasy and things like that he wants to do more of. Highly recommend you check out his stuff. It would make his day if he got more subscribers and viewers, and he really deserves it. He's definitely one of my favorite channels right now, because I absolutely love what my little brother's doing. All right, final few up here. We have Tim Provision. This one's easy. Why am I still subscribed? That's mainly because I don't play Apex as much anymore. I used to play it all the time with my little brother, and I mainly subscribed to him for my little brother, because Gabriel loves watching this guy. But I just don't play Apex enough, and he's an Apex YouTuber. Next is The Fine Print, recently renamed to Trent the Traveler. I kind of miss the Fine Print naming. This one is gotta be one of my favorites. I'm gonna put him up there because I genuinely adore this guy and his videos. I think that they're awesome, super inspiring. I would love to try his lifestyle at some point in my life. It's so cool what he does. I need to get caught up on a couple videos, but he is one of my favorite YouTubers right now. I really love what he's doing. So yeah, Fine Print, awesome YouTuber. Highly recommend if you want like travel vlog / gaming travel videos. So good. That's like totally my vibe. Next up is Topic Arlo. It's another Arlo related channel. Bro, I like Arlo and I like Topic Arlo. They're going together. Always a good time. Yeah, Arlo is, I mean, he's great, bro. Like either of these. Honestly, if I really was being honest, like I watch Arlo a lot. Like I really do. You know, I could probably put him in Can't Get Enough. I'll revisit it when I'm finished with my ranking, but yeah, Topic Arlo is just more Arlo to me, and it's equally as good. Very good. Next is vidIQ. This one's gonna be Why Am I Still Subscribed? I don't watch their stuff regularly, but they're very helpful when it comes to information around videos and video creation. So I've definitely watched a lot of their videos. I just don't watch them regularly because they're more when I need help with certain things on YouTube, then I'll refer to them. Next up is Woodhawker. This channel is basically dead right now. This is a BeatEmUps channel. He just barely uploads to it anymore. I can't get enough of it though, because to me, I always loved just how genuine and just excited BeatEmUps was, and I really liked his personality, Woodhawker. And I honestly wish he did more with this channel. I'm kind of bummed that he doesn't do more with it nowadays. I think he should. I think he's got the personality for it. I think he's just a cool guy. I would love if he just made random videos, you know, even if it's just him working out, you know, I know he does that, or going on walks, you know, playing with his dog. I don't know, I think you should do more videos and not overthink it. When it comes to second channels, you just kind of do whatever you want. You know, it's kind of what I do with my videos, my channel already. That's kind of what second channels are all for, you know, so I'm subscribed, but is pretty much a dead channel. He doesn't really use it very much. Next up is Zachary. This one is... I'm gonna put him in can't get enough, but I am gonna add the caveat that recently he made a video I did not like very much, where he was basically like going over the top and just kind of harassing people, which is really lame. I think it's super stupid and dumb. But at his best, when he's just like acting so goofy, like he's so funny. Like he's such a funny guy. I just don't like it when he's like being really rude to people. Not cool. But whenever he's, you know, actually making a funny video, he's so entertaining. He's extremely goofy and over the top. He just seems like a guy that's just like being just a total moron just because it's funny, you know. So Zachary's definitely a good time. And then we have the Xbox channel. That one's going to be, again, with the other companies. Why am I still subscribed? It's just for trailers, you know, or trailers for Xbox games. It's nice to have it, so like I'm aware. But that ends all the YouTubers I'm subscribed to currently. Here's the list. Honestly, I think I'm going to like move a few things around. I think I got to put Arlo up here. If I'm being real, I got to do that. Arlo's going to be up here. Topic Arlo's going to be up here. 3C. I watch it more than that, let's be honest. PBG, I don't know what I was talking about. I got to do can't get enough on that one. Even though Acting TV I think lacks an identity, it is always a good time. It really is. I'm weird. I'm weird about it. I just think that it's like a bad second channel. I think he needs to like really identify what the channel is to him and stuff. I think that's good. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it. You know, I'm gonna accept my opinions. I like what I did here. I think this looks good. I didn't do any in canceled because I'm subscribed to him for a reason. I pretty much like all of these to one way or another. So yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say. But with that being said, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I know it was probably a longer one. I have no idea how long we've been recording this, but yeah, I just hope you enjoyed it. Hope you found some YouTubers that maybe you would be interested in going and watching and checking out. Please let me know if you checked out any of these YouTubers from this video down in the comments of this video. I'd love to hear about that. And yeah, let me know who your favorite YouTuber is on the platform right now. It'd be really cool to hear about. But with all that being said, I'll see you on the next video. God bless.